Have you ever found yourself suddenly in charge of, well, something new? Maybe a home renovation, a big event for your community, or a new initiative at work? If you have, then congratulations, you've been a project manager, even if you didn't have the official title. The truth is, a lot of us are accidental project managers, and this explainer from us here at Alpha Constructions is for you. We're going to give you a super simple but really powerful framework from the official Project Management Body of Knowledge, or PMBOK guide, to make sure your next project is a total knockout. All right, let's jump right in. So first step, a quick question to get you thinking. Picture two totally different things. One, building a brand new house from the ground up. The other, launching a new software app. I mean, they seem like they're from different planets, right? One's all about concrete and steel, the other is all about code. But they actually share a fundamental DNA. Any ideas what it is? And the answer is, they're both projects. It's that simple. The PMBOK guide gives us this perfectly clear definition. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Now, the two words you really want to hang on to there are temporary, meaning it has a clear start and a clear end, and unique. You're making something that didn't exist before. That's the secret sauce that links them all. So here's our game plan. We just nailed down what a project is. Next up, we're going to walk through the 5 key stages of success. We'll look at how to plan your work, then how to work your plan, and finally how to wrap it all up with confidence. And to finish, we'll talk about the single most important piece of the puzzle, you, the project manager. Okay, let's get into the real heart of it, the core framework. And what's great about the PMBOK guide is that it doesn't just hand you a bunch of stiff, complicated rules. Instead, what you get is a flexible roadmap that genuinely works for any project, whether you're building a skyscraper or just planning a killer birthday party. This diagram right here, this is basically the treasure map for your entire journey. Every single project, big or small, flows through these 5 groups. It all kicks off with initiating and planning. Then you move into the main event, executing the work. But you'll notice there's this ongoing loop of monitoring and controlling happening at the same time. And it all wraps up with closing. Think of it as the complete life cycle of your project. Let's walk through it together. All right, let's dig into those first 2 stages, which are all about planning your work. Just like in construction, you would never, ever start pouring concrete without a detailed blueprint. And that's exactly what you're doing here. You're creating that blueprint for success before anyone lifts a finger. It really boils down to 2 simple steps. First, initiating. This is where you get the official green light. It's formalized in something called a project charter. You can think of that as the project's official birth certificate. It proves the project is real and that it has support. Then, step 2 is planning. This is where you create your detailed project management plan. This is your master guide, your playbook. It's the how-to for absolutely everything that happens next. So, your blueprint is done. Now it's time to get your hands dirty with stages 3 and 4, working your plan. This is the part where all the action happens. It's both the actual build and the inspection, all rolled into one. Now, what's so cool about this part is that you have 2 major jobs happening at the exact same time. On one side, you've got executing. That's your team, on the ground, doing the actual work and following that plan you made. But on the other side, you've got monitoring and controlling. That's your job. You're checking the work, you're tracking progress against the plan, and you're making those little course corrections to keep the ship on course. They're 2 distinct things, but they're happening in parallel the whole time. And a massive part of that monitoring job is a constant juggling act. You are always managing what we call the triple constraint: scope, which is what you're building, schedule, which is your timeline, and cost, your budget. Here's the catch. If you push on one of these, say you add more to the scope, you can bet the other 2 are going to move. Your job as project manager is to keep all 3 of those in balance to hit your goal. Okay, you've built it, you've checked it, you've hit your targets. Awesome. But we're not quite done. Now comes the final, and honestly, the most forgotten stage: finishing with confidence. This is where you do the professional final handover and really stick the landing. You see, the closing process is way more than just saying, we're done. It's a formal step. You're finalizing all the activities, getting the official sign-offs, and properly closing out the project. But here's the most critical part. It's where you release your team and, most importantly, document the lessons learned. And why does that matter so much? Because it captures all that incredibly valuable knowledge, which means your next project is going to be that much smarter from day 1. So we've walked through the 5 stages. That's the roadmap for any project. But a map isn't much good without a skilled navigator, and that's you. So let's talk about your role as the manager. Look, having all the technical plans and charts is absolutely essential. But the PMBOK guide is really clear that your project success truly hinges on your people skills. It's your leadership that's going to inspire the team. It's your communication that keeps everybody on the same page. It's your smart decision making that keeps things on track when challenges pop up. These are the skills that turn a good plan into a truly great result. This final quote from the guide really just wraps it all up perfectly. Project management isn't some dusty document or a fancy chart. It is an active discipline. It's the application of everything we've talked about, your knowledge, your skills, and using the right tools to actively get the job done and nail the project's goals. So there you have it. You now have the framework, a proven roadmap to get you from start to finish. You get the stages, you get the balancing act, and you get the skills it takes to lead. Your next project is out there, just waiting for you. So the only real question left is, what will you build?